1940, Martin Odell became inspired from Greek, Norse, and Middle Eastern myths and tales and sought to create a character who fought evil with the aid of a magic ring that grants him a variety of supernatural powers, and thus Alan Scott, the first Green Lantern, was born. Alan Scott's popularity would lead DC Comics to giving him his own title in 1941, and Alan was selected to be one of the founding members of the Justice Society of America, one of the very first superhero teams in comic books. In this episode of Tony's Comic Spotlight, the spotlight will shine on the very first appearance of Alan Scott, the original Golden Age Green Lantern in All-Star Comics number 16 from 1940, written by Bill Finger with art by Martin Odell. The Origin of Green Lantern, written by Bill Finger with art by Martin Odell. Engineer Alan Scott and his colleague Jimmy travel aboard a train across the American Midwest. Alan is present to inspect the recently designed trestle bridge. Alan recently outbid a rival engineer named Albert Decker for the trestle bridge contract, and Jimmy is concerned that Decker might try to sabotage the bridge's test trial. Alan assures him that there is nothing to worry about. As fate would have it, however, a bomb explodes beneath the bridge, derailing the train. Everyone on board is killed in the explosion, everyone but Alan Scott. Alan awakes and finds a strange emerald lantern resting near the wreckage. The lantern begins glowing and an eerie voice begins to chant. 3 times shall I flame green, first to bring death, second to bring life, and third to bring power. Known as the green flame of life, the disembodied voice infuses Alan with visions of the past. Flashback. 2,000 years ago, a green meteor came to Earth and landed in the provinces of China. An aging occultist named Chang discovered the meteor and listened to the same spectral promises of death, life, and power. Cutting away a portion of the alien rock, Chang fashioned it into a small lantern. The neighboring villagers distrusted the sorcerer, and before long, a mob gathered together and killed him. The Flame of Life fulfilled the first of its prophecies by flaming and killing Chang's murderers. The lamp traveled across the globe for centuries until it eventually fell into the hands of a mental patient named Billings. Billings remolded the lamp into the shape of a train conductor's lantern. The green flame of life flared again and mystically restored Billings' sanity, granting him a new lease on life. As promised, the second of the 3 prophecies has been fulfilled. Now the green flame of life flares for a 3rd time, granting the gift of power to Alan Scott. Following the lantern's instructions, he cuts away a small piece of the lamp and molds it into a ring. The Flame of Life instructs that in order to effectively wield his power, he must charge his ring with energy from the lantern once every 24 hours. With this fantastic new power under his command, Alan sets out to find Albert Decker, the man responsible for blowing up the trestle bridge. Glowing like a green phantom, he phases through the walls of Decker's office and forces him to take responsibility for the bridge's destruction. Moments after Decker confesses to his crimes, he falls away dead from fright. Alan decides to use his newfound powers and tools to fight crime. As a man of mystery, he becomes the Green Lantern. Even though I didn't really cover them in this volume, I wanted to point out there were some other stories as well that was featured in All-American Comics 16. The first one was a story featuring Hop Harrigan called The Rescue. Then we had The Red, White, and Blue in Sealed Orders. The next story was Adventures in the Unknown, The Infrared Destroyers, Part 4 of 6. Then we had Scribbly, Dude Ranch, Part 3 of 4 in Goodbye, Widowmaker. Then we had Gary Condor, the Ultraman, in The Power Plant Failure. Then we had Popsicle Pete in Stamps. And then there was a few various little humor comics featuring Mutt and Jeff and Cicero the Cat. Here's some trivia that I found of the Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott. I hope you like it. His ring is mystical instead of technical. Some might believe that Alan's ring is an older descendant of the one worn by the other members of the Green Lantern Corps. This is an incorrect assumption. According to the hero's origin, the ring was actually designed by Alan himself. This is done at the request of a mystical lamp that reveals his origins to him. It is centuries old and calls both life and death. To continue its legacy, the lamp asked Alan to design a ring that, when charged by the ancient power battery, provides him with superhuman abilities. He is a founding member of the Justice Society. As mentioned, stories moved fast in the Golden Age. The issue of All-American that featured Green Lantern's origin was released in July of 1940. Approximately 4 months later, he joined the Flash, Hourman, Hawkman, and others as a founding member of the Justice Society of America. He had a sidekick named Dolby Dickles. It seemed like every Golden Age hero had a sidekick. They came in two categories. Either they were teens like Robin, Speedy, or Bucky, or they were other individuals without powers that provided some comic relief. Green Lantern's partner, Dolby Dickles, was the latter. Created by Bill Finger and Erwin Hasten, Dickles is a short, stout man with a Bronx accent. He first encounters Lantern when he thinks the hero was killed. After fending off crime in his own Green Lantern costume, Alan takes Dolby on not simply as a sidekick, but a partner. He was part of the first JLA-JSA crossover. As mentioned, Alan was a steadfast member of the JSA from its inception. There are a few adventures where he wasn't part of the team's makeup. That includes their first encounter with the Justice League of America. After the events of the Flash of Two Worlds, which introduced Jay Garrick as the Earth 2 Flash, it wasn't a surprise that the JSA would make a return. They did so in grand fashion in Justice League of America number 21 and 22, written by Gardner Fox and drawn by Mike Sekowsky. It was the first time that he worked with his Earth 1 counterpart. He didn't do a solo team-up with Hal Jordan until 1965. Though Alan and Hal Jordan paired up in the pages of Justice League, they didn't connect for a solo adventure until 1965. This is 2 years after the initial JSA-JLA crossover. It went down in Green Lantern number 40 by writer John Broome and artist Gil Kane. He married two villains. His first marriage was to Rose Canton, a sufferer of multiple personality disorder. She would become the villain known as Thorn. However, Alan didn't realize this when they married, nor did he know she was pregnant with twins. The second villain he fell for was the Harlequin, not to be confused with who was actually his secretary, Molly Wayne. His children were in Infinity Incorporated. Eventually, Alan discovered that Thorn had given birth to two children, Jennifer Lynn Hayden and Todd Rice. Put up for adoption, Todd discovered the existence of his twin sister at the time of their meeting. They both discovered they had superpowers, with Jenny seemingly having the abilities of those of Green Lantern. They assumed they were his children. Taking the names of Jade and Obsidian, Jenny and Hayden searched for their father. At the same time, they became founding members of the Earth 2's team, Infinity Incorporated. Soon enough, the twins reconciled with their father. For a time, Alan Scott renamed himself the Sentinel. The 1990s were an interesting time for superheroes, particularly ones showing their age. Case in point, Alan Scott. For decades, he and Hal used their Green Lantern moniker without confusion. Yet creators felt something needed to change with Alan in 1993. So they took away his ring in Green Lantern Corps Quarterly number 6. Instead, the power of the mystical Starheart was embedded in his body, similar to the way it was for his daughter. This power made him younger. In turn, he decided to create a more modern costume and changed his name to the Sentinel. He resumed his original age and costume in JSA number 50. Green Lantern Volume 3, number 19 reveals that the Green Flame of Life is actually the spirit of a deceased member of the Green Lantern Corps named Yalin Gur. This significant detail tangentially links Alan to the Green Lantern Corps. Historically, he has always been treated as a completely separate entity. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this spotlight into the first appearance of the Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. And also ring the bell for future notifications. I'm going to post some links in the description below of some other YouTube content creators that I think you should check out their content because they're putting out great content as well. And I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video or any other videos I've done. I really do appreciate the time that you take to watch these videos. It does mean a lot, so thank you. And until next time, I'll see you later. Stay safe, take care, and God bless.